Hey people, Indrid here, 3v3 Faction War. This is Angel Gate and Chaos Fellas versus Space Marines. For the blue Chaos team, Venjitron is a Chaos Lord, a durable and destructive hero. Lethal objects cannot be suppressed with powerful offense and disruption, fighting in melee. This is the Alpha Legion elite scheme recolored, I think, into a lilac. Sure. Alongside, BattedNutria as a plague champion starts off with a damage of a time bolt gun, can get melee weapons, some strong utility and support, can also repair. We have the Black Legion elite scheme here, and rounding off the blue Chaos Fellas, Raxoman 93 with a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive hero with powerful battlefield manipulation and control, and Iron Warriors elite scheme. They are being chased by Tankadaire and a Force Commander, very strong offense, fighting in melee combat, can also tank, disrupt and support. Those guys escape into the bunker. Alongside them is C as a Techmarine, starts off with a bolt gun, puts out some good damage, can also support with structures and repair. I believe this is the DLC Ultramarines, yes it is. Ultramarines looking quite ultra, going for that power node, and rounded off the teams, NINJANATOR as an Apothecary. Support hero fighting in melee combat by default, begins with a heal and a passive health regeneration aura. I am still nursing my throat, guys, so heads up if I sound a bit husky or odd. It's probably because of that. Nurgle still wants to bless me all the time. It's been a week or something now, Nurgle. That's enough. Leave me alone now. Boombolts misses. I think those Marines will be okay in terms of losses. Heretics barely make it out. You'd expect the Chaos Fellas to grab these nodes early on. In a faction war setting, Space Marines are usually backed off the first couple of engagements, but they've held their line quite well here. And NINJANATOR has taken the northeast of EP as double tactical Marines on the field. Someone was getting sniper scouts there. Who was that? That was Tankadaire. And they're also getting double tacks. The scouts dropping a model. I think that guy wasn't standing behind the cover properly. Heretics be capping. Double CSM here for Raxoman. Nothing else up yet for the other two Chaos players into Havocs down in... Probably both actually into Havocs, because it helps you shut down the double tactical Marines. And all three Space Marine players are going double tacks. These guys have shotguns up. Snipers getting shots in now. Plague champion might want to get the... Oh no. Does not want to get mucus discharge to heal off that. He wants to get black grenades. Not something you often see against Space Marines with their high health infantry units. But we'll see how it goes, especially useful for fellas getting into garrisons. Can they kill another Chaos Marine here? Maybe slightly unlucky to lose that Marine, Venjitron, who goes into Havocs, by the way. There's a kill of the week. These guys have flamers, so NINJANATOR might be looking to push the power aggressively. I guess you're always looking to push the power, but this signals their intent. Force Commander with some battle crying action, pushing against base. Yes, but Space Marines are going to take both these nodes in the southwest, and that's bad, giving up a bunch of power to Space Marine players. It's Havocs into some more Chaos Space Marines for Venjitron, and BattedNutria with some Havocs of their own. Maybe looking to get on the power right here, right now. I think they were trying to melee those Heretics, but they got grenaded. And now the Heretics run anyway. It is a full gen. You have these natural gen farms in the corners of the map, which are typically quite tough to hit. But they can be hit. Tankadaire with some more scouts. Does that mean more sniper? Maybe. That's quite a nasty amount of firepower. Double sniper scouts and double tacks, if that's what we get. Especially with Battlecry buffing them, and for the Emperor and stuff like that, and maybe a Sacred Standard in tier 2. Tax grab the wreck point here under suppression. Doom bolts on those fellas. Cut down a bit by the cover though. Into some melee are a bunch of Heretics. Going to need to flee pretty soon, fellas, because there's that battle cry from the Force Commander. Artificer armor helping out with some durability on this guy. Those Heretics are done for. Just kept them in play too long. BattedNutria. I don't think they had any upgrades, so it's not the end of the world. Can replace them easily. These guys with Eternal War up. Typically I'd get an upgrade for my Heretics before I would get Eternal War, especially if I'm using them aggressively like that. There was no reason to be that aggressive with their heretics. Could have kept them back, done some lovely noble worship, as I have done, being ill this week. Plague Champion runs into a mine, and the Plague Sword is up. A mine means that C has Artificer Armor, and indeed they do. They both grabbed some as they were leaving. BattedNutria with more heretics on the way to replace those that they lost. I mean, makes sense. You want that noble worship going. They're going to get the Force Command here, I think. Yep, down they go. Should get revived at some point. They've noted that power. There's a Doom Bolts. That's quite nasty. Catching those attacks. These guys are going to die. Tankadaire completely forgetting about their tactical marines there. You would have think that C would have been pinging as well. Very odd. Shotgun scouts can shotgun these guys off the wreck point, which also suppresses them. Eternal War really helps you pick off scout models. Oh, they dropped a model there, the CSM. Well done, those scouts. Whose scouts were they, see? Yeah, the Ultramarine fellas. Oh, Sorcerer fell over as well. And here's the revive on the Force Commander. Techmarine doesn't quite hit level 3, but Force Commander's happy. There's some tier 2s coming in. We're coming up to about 7 minutes. More scouts for NINJANATOR. I guess they lost their scouts. They've got some assault squad fellas. That was a malignant blindness from Venjitron. I don't know why they used it now. There's no fighting going on. That's a global ability that lowers sight ranges. I guess there's some fighting going now. Plague Champion looking for some melee. Plague Sword is a power weapon that ignores melee resistance, which is a massive deal. Melee resistance is 40% damage reduction, and pretty much all Marines have it. Create some zombies as well. Heretics with an aspiring champion being aggressive. Need to run now, fellas. There we go. 389 to 422 on the VPs. Blood Crusher on the way for Raxo. Are you going to revive the Sorcerer? There we go. That should level the Plague Champion. Can they get these nodes back? We just got Eternal War popped in on these fellas. You might see double Mark of Tzeentch here for Raxo with the Blood Crusher up now. A Bloodletter riding a Juggernaut. Heavy melee damage, and he can worship the fella as a demon. Force Commander's in a bad spot. Taking a lot of damage from that Blood Crusher. 90 odd heavy melee DPS on that thing. Dreadnought on the way for C. Force Commander does make it out. It was well judged in the end by Tankadaire. They got that node down, but look at this full power up down there for the Space Marines. There's those double sniper scouts. We did get them in the end. And nasty Doom Bolts. Everything being suppressed. Snipers need to target the Havocs. Not sure if they are though. They're getting suppressed themselves. Sorcerer consuming things. Blood Crusher takes down a node. Doom Bolts. I wonder if that would have killed those fellas if they didn't retreat off that. A good Blight Grenade throw. I mean, a Blight Grenade throw that hits is a good throw. If it's killing scores of stuff, then it's an amazing throw. Venjitron has stolen this wreck point, but looks like they're losing their own natural-ish one up here in the northeast. And the attacks are going to grab back that one. Tier 2 it is. And here's the Dreadnought for C. Starts off as a melee unit. Very dangerous melee unit. Not much here that can threaten it. It would dunk on a Blood Crusher quite badly. Has double the hit points of a Blood Crusher. And it has melee resistance, which the Blood Crusher does not. You can worship a Blood Crusher, but that would not turn the tide. Crack. Down goes the Havoc fella. Gonna need some anti-vehicle weapons, fellas. Well, here comes Plague Marines now. That's quite a late tier 2 for NINJANATOR. We're like 9.5 minutes in, I think. Maybe 10 minutes. It's quite a late tier 2. They did lose some stuff and have to replace it. Any war gear up there? Yes, Sanguine Chainsword and Purification Rites. Oh, and double Mark of Khorne CSM for Venjitron. Well, Purification Rites will help with that, but these assault squad fellas gonna have a bad time. Jumped into Counter Initiation City over here, and they are getting torn up. Are they gonna wipe? There's Malignant Blindness going in. Oh no, they should have kept chasing. I think they would have wiped those fellas there. I think they would have wiped them. And there as well, they didn't chase the Apothecary. 2 kills they let go there, Venjitron. They're going to get the VP back. These guys can maybe bash power. Chaos Lord's been down for a while. Have they been asking for a res? Oh, Chaos Lord, Chaos Sorcerer went down, and the Force Commander has a Power Fist and a Teleporter back. So the Blood Crusher's in big trouble. I've come around on the Power Fist in terms of just being a good all-round weapon to have. It's 50 power, so I just thought, hey, why are you getting it if there's no enemy vehicles? But it does such a good job just smashing through enemy Marines. I think it's worth getting even without a heavy vehicle presence. I mean, it's expensive, it still needs to pay for itself, you still need to do work with it, but it's so scary. Level 3 Force Commander, oh, switching to Sacred Standard. Did they use the teleporter once? I guess they'll have it there to use if they need to. A Dreadnought up now for Ninjanator. We saw C's Dreadnought get the Assault Cannon. Venjitron's going to need to run from this thing. Those guys do not want to fight a Dreadnought. Minces through them. I remember back in like 5th edition tabletop, the way to deal with an enemy melee Dreadnought was to throw a bunch of trash units into it, because you just couldn't kill them fast enough. And I think that was around about the same time as Dawn of War 2. I mean, they gave them splash damage in this game. They didn't think to do it in the tabletop. I assume that's been addressed and rebalanced by now. They're in like 10th edition, I think. I would hope Dreadnoughts can munch through low health squads of crap quite well. Sternguard veterans up for C. Plague Marines persuaded to leave that cap. They did grab it though. Double Plague Marines with those snaring missile launchers. Heretics are going to have a bad time. That Sacred Standard providing a constant damage buff. But they need to be close. He's kind of isolated himself a bit here. There's an Assault Cannon Barrage. Dark Flames going in. Noxious Cloud going in. All the globals coming in. Blood Crusher might go down here. Because that's Flesh over Steel and a Sternguard to finish it off. Down it goes. Sternguard using their Vengeance rounds. And look at the Force Commander go. Crunching through Chaos Space Marines here. Already on the way to level 5. Light Grenade will miss. I need another touch of water. There we go. Oh, Ninjanator has a Razorback. Okay then. Well, Venjitron has responded with Marco Zinch, Las Cannon, and they've got Plague Marines. So this is a risky push from Ninjanator. The Dreadnought, I think, is trying to burn down the garrison, but they're taking Las Cannon shots and Plague Marine shots. They're just going to lose this Dreadnought. Why are they not moving it out? Do they feel like they can't move it out? Is it stuck? It's going to go down. And now this Razorback is probably not going to stay alive too long either. Plague Champion helping out. Bring in their own Plague Marines up. Down goes a Dreadnought. And I don't know if this Razorback's going to get away, because it's going to turn around and show rear armor probably. Well, one of the Plague Marines is gone, so maybe. Las Cannon's back in place though. And there's an autocannon coming in from the side. Yep, down it goes. That's a really, really bad fight for Ninjanator. Really bad fight. There's tier 3 for C and for Tankadaire. BattedNutria and Ruxo already in tier 3. Just carried through tier 2 by those Plague Marines. Dreadnought's having a grand old time though with that Assault Cannon. Sniper Scouts doing work too, eh? Getting on their way to level 3. Now, Venjitron needs to push hard across the top. They have a dangerous Chaos Lord, Lightning Claws, and the Dark Halo, so they can get Harness of Rage to power the Dark Halo with more energy. And both these guys have Aspiring Champions. I hope they think of a way to make the Aspiring Champion good on these guys. I mean, they have a Melter Gun. Is that enough? Do they have more melee damage as well? Maybe they do. Meanwhile, I thought they had just the exact same melee weapon. Those scouts just got wiped out by ranged fire. That was good. Plasma cannon shot too. Imagine if 4 the Emperor was up on those guys there. Are you getting vision for... Nope, no, just getting vision for plasma cannon shots, I suppose. They're not even tier 3 yet. Great unclean one on the way for BattedNutria. Melter gun Techmarine got a decap. Lake Champion was trying to throw the nade. Oh, there's 4 the Emperor on the plasma cannon. Global buff from the Fool's Commander to give 20% more, 25% more damage, I believe it is. There he goes. It's a decent shot. Dreadnought needs to be careful not to overextend here. Fool's Commander again going into base a bit. And they are tier 3. And they might drop Assault Terminators in or something. Level 5 Techmarine just casually capping things. Auto Cannon trying to get something going, but plasma attacks and that melter gun really messed them up. Meanwhile, up on the Northern Natural Power Assault Squad is wiped, are they? Wait, it's another one. They got another Assault Squad. Lightning Claws tore through those other fellas though. This generator holding on with 10 hit points. That Chaos Lord might need to run. Here we have some blood sacrifice bloodletters. Global ability of the Chaos Lord. Looks like they sacrificed the Plague Marine. It's a decent thing to sacrifice because they explode. Chaos Lord does get away. These are temporary bloodletters, so they're just throwing them into combat here. 259 to 383. Little VP lead for Space Marines, but what is this? What are they doing? Venerable Dreadnought just pushed into base. It's not going to get out because there's a Great Unclean One smacking on it and an autocannon doing some work. Got some Terminators up. They're trying to bash the turret for some reason. I guess you're trying to lock stuff into base and destroy the bases, but they might lose both these Dreadnoughts. In fact, I think they are. Down goes the Venerable. What a waste of a Venerable. What a waste. It's that Stoicism active. And this Dreadnought's going to fall as well. Big losses for the Space Marines to get this push. They did take down the turret. But was it worth it? Those guys teleporting away. Terminators cannot retreat. At least most of them. Great Unclean One passively damages nearby enemies. Nasty in combat and has some really nasty abilities too. We're going to see a vomit here, I think. There it is. Just got the edge of those Marines. And now I'm not sure why the Force Commander is trying to fight him. Oh, Flesh over Steel and run. I guess that works. Level 6 Force Commander has been really effective in combat. It's what you want from your heroes. Well, from a Force Commander. Apothecary does have combat stims now. Venjitron's Havoc's run. Oh, they lost both of their Chaos Space Marines, eh? Yep. They're sure dead. Also, they lose their axes when they die. And those guys have got them. Meanwhile, we saw a Blight Grenade. Chaos Lord mixing it up. Did it have Harness of Rage yet? Nope. Level 4. Ninjanator goes tier 3. The last player to go. C with a Predator tank on the way. Now, I always say tanks aren't great on this map. And I'm usually proved right. Usually they don't last. But we'll see. I mean, it is a Techmarine. So at least they can support them. Force Commander teleports out. Might want to switch back to the Sacred Standard. There's no vehicles to like teleport on and Flesh over Steel at the moment. Plasma attacks and Stern Guard. Get those Plague Marines out there. They got a decap though. Loyalist Terminator is teleporting in. Got the Flamer. Don't know if that's where the Assault Squad wanted to pop up right next to the Great Unclean One. Well, jump in, I should say. And the Plague Sword. Are they going to get away? They did not get away, I think. Doom Bolts flying in. Plague Champion mixing it up. They might want to grab Plague Fist at some point. What is this though? Is it another Venerable? No, it's just some Marines from Tankadaire. Tank getting some repairs. You got some Chaos Terminators now, and they're getting claws. Bad news for the Force Commander. Basically going to die now. Incredibly effective anti-infantry melee weapons just tossed aside by the Great Unclean One. 221 to 317 on the VPs. Tank needs to be careful. There's a las cannon and plague marines there. And there's some malignant blindness again from Venjitron. Great Unclean One just hanging out. Where's the worship? Batted. These guys need to be worshipping Noble. There we go. 220 to 315. Great Unclean One getting huge amounts of health regen, but it's a massive health pool. So it might just be worth stomping that guy back to base, and it's right there. Because back there you get percentage-based healing. It's a really good map for melee Terminators and big old beasties like a Great Unclean One. Because you're so close to your base. Unless you massively overextend to the north or something. That was a really good vomit. Wow. Tactical Marines, are you going to live? Not sure why these guys are running forward so far. Marco's each CSM guys. With that demonic plasma gun. Plasma cannon gets a decent shot. Orbital coming in. Which hits nothing. Not sure whose that was. Maybe C? No, CSM need to run. Gonna get a decap maybe. Mr. Plague Champion. Nope, doesn't want a decap. There's some Noble worship again. They really should be decapping. I think they could have got a decap by now. Up in the northeast, it's turning red. NINJANATOR doing a really good job contesting the northeast after those losses. I guess Venjitron had some heavy losses as well. Land Raider Redeemer on the way now for NINJANATOR. Land Raider Phobos on the way for Venjitron. And there is the cap. Plague Champions going for it. They don't have an armor yet. Are they going to die, I think? Yeah, down they go. Tank came in, did a big burst of damage. They're trying to sit here though and be annoying. They have some Chaos Terminators of their own. With an auto cannon. Why are you going into melee? You have Axe on the way. Yep, Axe on the way. Some preemptive melee going. I wonder if they get bionics up there. They'll probably get the shield up for sure. Not often you see a Techmarine transitioning to melee this late in the game, but they're going for it. I don't know why. Meltagun was doing some good work, I thought. Should have got that Signum armor. Tank goes down. Las cannon got it. Levels up to 4. They're doing big damage per shot, those fellas now. What is this? Scouts. Shooting an idle Chaos Lord. And Venjitron gets a Dreadnought up. The Phobos hasn't moved yet. But it is up. Oh, they're microing over here. Oh, Chaos Lord got shot down by Scout Bolters. They're never going to live that down. Force Commander coming in, doing huge amounts of overkill with their Power Fist. But the frag grenade helped out. Where were the scouts that threw it? Oh, it was C, who ran off after. There's the foul snare. It's a pull and damage and stun. And it seems to stun stuff that you pull into as well. They pulled that Marine into the Force Commander and it stunned the Force Commander, which is fun. Land Raider Redeemer is up. Mobile base for the Space Marines that can reinforce off this thing, retreat back to it, and it's got some powerful guns, not to mention some health regen. There's some good use of demonic armor, buffing quite a lot of stuff there with some damage resistance. There's the Phobos with those las cannons going. Tons of resources for Tankadaire. Maybe they want a Land Raider of their own. Or they're just saving until they get enough red for Terminators. What is this? It's some idle scouts. The Dreadnought has just been sent into melee with an autocannon, which is odd. Because that thing has a multi-melter. It's doing big damage on those shots on the Dreadnought. And there's a tank there. They're going to lose that Dreadnought for no reason. Why would you do that? Just sit back and shoot stuff. Techmarine runs away. Another Dreadnought coming. Maybe that's going to be a Markov Tzeentch Dreadnought or something. What is this? Terminators trying to lock down the northeastern VP. These guys are now trying to bash with grenade and bolt guns. It's going to take a while though. NINJANATOR with another Devastator squad is probably going to be... That's cannon. In fact, is that the first Devastator squad we've seen that hasn't been a plasma cannon? I think it might be. Level 4 Chaos Lord gets the revive. Does have Harness of Rage now. Plague Champion runs. There we go. Might want to get some war gear for this guy. Some more war gear. Great T1 chasing the Land Raider in. There's Plague Marines as well. I need to move a bit more, buddy. They're gonna lose. They're gonna lose the Land Raider. I think they might lose the Great T1 as well, unless Raxo can teleport it out and warp it out. Nope, both of them go down. Strange play there to just leave the Land Raider sitting, unless it was stuck or something. Chaos Lord goes down, shot to death by a tank. 176 to 170, very close on VPs. 1-to-1 cap hit. Plague Marines go for the VP. Techmarine comes to say hello with an axe. And knocked over because this shield does not give knockback immunity. It does debuff accuracy of the guns that shoot him, which is an awesome thing to have for a shield. That was some good pressure there by the Chaos fellas. Oh, subjugation. Getting Assault Terminators into trouble. Are they just going to be dead now? Because that's Lightning Claws. And Markov Tzeentch CSM and a Phobos. They might be done for. I think they're done for. This is why maybe you should just always have a Librarian up before you get Terminators if you are against the Sorcerer. Down goes the Assault Terminators. I don't think they did anything. That was rough. There wasn't really much that Tankadaire could do other than having a Librarian ready. There's 2 Terminator squads down from Tankadaire, a Land Raider down, 2 Dreadnoughts down, including a Venerable. Massive, heavy losses for the Space Marines. Heavy, heavy losses. 143 to 167. This is BattedNutria trying to lock down the northeast with some Markov Tzeentch CSM level 3, almost level 4. Some Noble Worship, of course, and Plague Marines. These guys are becoming Stern Guard, but they're not going to be able to outshoot what's up there. Phobos needs some repairs. Plague Champion can repair stuff, but looks like they're heading northeast. Are there any heretics around? Yeah, BattedNutria has heretics, but we're up there. So nothing can repair that Phobos right now. Plague Marine trying to get a decap again, exploding as they do so. Imperial Abyss. Oh wow, that's nasty. You can get some really nasty nukes on Angel Gate because of the way pathing goes, like around buildings. So you can put it on the corner of a building because you know stuff's going to run around it. That was very effective. Tankadaire almost lost their entire army to that. You got a Nurgle Shrine, thanks to BattedNutria. Before they left, you can worship your allies' shrines, even if you're not the same dark god, as it were. That was weird. No drop pod came in, but we did have Marines coming in. Warp shenanigans going on. Plague Champion now going for a Plague Fist. 50 power. It's a nice weapon though. Has some nice defensive bonuses, which we might see at some point to get a cap. Oh no, special attack means that the Stern Guard get away. Now trying to fight a Apothecary. Gets the fist out. They're holding on to the VP, that's for sure. Kicking off from the southwest, is it? It is indeed. Librarian runs into death. What is he up to? C losing their Librarian. There's the Dirge Caster from the Phobos. And an Orbital coming in. Is he going to take the Shrine out? No, does not target the shrine. And the Phobos is moving, so it's not going to take a big hit. Oh, they went Mark of Khorne for the Dreadnought. I'm not sure I see the sense in it, other than it's fun, which is fun enough by me. It's taking Lascannon shots though, eh? On 32 hit points, it makes it out. Maybe they got this. Maybe they got Mark of Khorne when they saw those Assault Terminators. Lightning Claw Terminators honing in on some Stern Guard. And they pop and they show no fear, which helps them survive more than 5 seconds. Are they still going to wipe? I think they're okay. Rod of Warpfire in the hands of the Sorcerer. Now level 8 this guy. There's that Tome of Subjugation. Meleeing stuff down with that Rod. We might see a Warpfire soon on those Marines or these Marines. Oh, there's a Stern Guard. Doom Bolts. And there's the Warpfire. That's nasty. That does quite a lot of damage, eh? Here's a Phobos from Raxon, man. The Dreadnought of Venjitron is now getting repaired. And they're holding on to this VP too. Looks like the Chaos fellas are going to see this out. Unless there's a crazy move or they do something insanely dumb. They should be able to see this through. Force Commander level 9 with Sacred Standard being switched in again. 2-1 cap here. Is that a yep, Mark of Khorne? More speed, more damage. I wish there was some kind of aura on the tank, so you could see at a glance that it was Mark of Khorne. You can see that it's Mark of Tzeentch because it has the Lascannon. Plague Champion now going for the Icon of Nurgle, making Nurgle very, very happy and proud. And there's a double Imperial Abyss. That puts the nail in the coffin of this game, I think. Ouch. Bits of Space Marines all over the place. There's the GGs after that. Space Marines with that tier 2 push. No, it was a tier 3 push, wasn't it? Those Terminators were up. That push where they lost both their Dreadnoughts was crazy. That was the turning point. It was uphill from there and they just couldn't hang on to stuff. Subjugating Sorcerer messed up their Terminators. There's the game. We have a level 7 Chaos Lord at the end. Level 6 Plague Champion down at the end. Had a grand old time though. Level 9 Sorcerer. Super effective. Level 5 Apothecary down at the end. Level 9 Techmarine. Yeah, kind of slightly puzzled that they went for melee at the end, but I suppose they did alright. And a level 9 Force Commander too. There you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Sorry for my husky voice. I hope it clears up soon. Big thanks to these players for taking part in a faction war. Venjitron sending this one in. I'm not sure if it was organized or what, but it was fun. See you guys next time.